Dear community members, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, and welcome to the second evening of our Arba'in commemorations, which we are holding remotely, given that we are all in lockdown here in Melbourne, Australia. So we will begin our program with, as is our tradition, a recitation from the Holy Quran, inshallah. And if I could just ask participants to just stay muted until you're ready to do your recitation. I'd like to invite Alim Tajwala to be our first tilawat reciter for this evening, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك ما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فلتقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فاسأل.
صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. Thank you very much, brother. And so our second tilawat reciter will be Hadimanji, inshallah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لا ترون الجحيم ثم لا ترونها عين اليقين ثم لا تسألن يومئذ عن النعيم صدق الله العلي العظيم.
صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. Thank you very much, brother. And our next reciter of the tilawat will be actually three siblings from the same family. So we'll be joined by Ali, Sakina, and Hassan Makhnoja.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Thank you very much, the Makhnoja family, all of you. That's great. And we do have one more tilawat reciter this evening, who will be Ahlam Raza.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
We've got a final reciter, Ali Makhnoja. He is going to be reading Surah Ala.
Oh, okay, mashallah. That's good. Sorry, I didn't have him on our point. Ali Makhnoja, are you ready? Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أهوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرج. Sorry, Sister Safina, you said something? I didn't quite hear. Anyway, that's good. Thank you very much. What a talented family. It's great to see you all participating and reciting like that. It's excellent. Yeah. So, we'll invite the first of our salam reciters, inshallah. Ali Abbas Lakhani.
صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے اپنے لہو میں آپ سنورنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے رکتا نہیں ہے سینے سے جو خون ہے رواں اے لال یہ بتا دو کہ کس جا لگی سنا اپنے ریاضتوں کا خزینہ تو دیکھ لو اپنے ریاضتوں کا خزینہ تو دیکھ لو اکبر ہٹا ہاتھ میں سینہ تو دیکھ لو اپنے لہو میں آپ سنورنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے تم کیا گرے ہو مقتل میں اٹھ نہ سکا حسین تم کو سینہ لگی ہے اور زخمی ہوا حسین آنکھیں جو تم چراتے ہو دل چھوڑتے ہیں ہم آنکھیں جو تم چراتے ہو دل چھوڑتے ہیں ہم تم ہچکیاں جو لیتے ہو دم توڑتے ہیں ہم اپنے لہو میں آپ سنورنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے اولاد پہ جب آتا ہے 18واں برس خوشیاں سمیت لاتا ہے 18واں برس دھولا سے آپ لگتے تھے ہر ایک لباس میں دھولا سے آپ لگتے تھے ہر ایک لباس میں دل ماں کا شاد رہتا تھا صحرا کی آس میں اپنے لہو میں آپ سنورنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے اپنے لہو میں آپ سنورنے کے دن نہ تھے اکبر جواں بھی تیرے مرنے کے دن نہ تھے بڑے محمد وال محمد صلوات
Allah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. Thank you very much, Brother Ali Abbas. Very nicely done. So, who is our next Tilawat reciter? We have Abir Abidi.
Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil.
کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بلاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بلاؤ گالوں پہ تماچے کے نشان ان کو بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ کانوں میرے بہت درد ہے درد بہت ہوتا ہے ہائی اماں خوف آتا ہے ڈر لگتا ہے تاریخ ہے زندہ سینے پہ مجھے اپنے سلاتے تھے وہ حران زخموں سے لہو بہتا تھا بابا کو بتاؤ زخموں سے لہو بہتا تھا بابا کو بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا بتاؤ بے ظلم خطا ظالموں نے دور لگائے اسباب بھی سب لوٹ لیا خیمے جلائے اور قافلوں کو اونٹ پر سرنگ پھرائے کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بلاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ گردن میں میرے توق ہاتھوں میں رسن ہے سوجا ہوا دردوں سے میرا سارا بدن ہے کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ راتوں کو نہیں سو پائی آنکھوں میں جلن ہے سونا کا خاک کا بستر تم بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ کہتی ہے سکینہ میرے بابا کو بتاؤ صلوات
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil. That was on huge salawat. So we do have one more reciter for the Marcia who will be Salwa Mustafa.
Bawafa ya Abbas, Bawafa ya Abbas, Salam Ghazi, Wafaqatu hai Imam Ghazi, Salam Ghazi, Wafaqatu hai Imam Ghazi, जगह जगह है अलम गवाही दिलों पे तेरी है बादशाही जगह जगह है अलम गवाही दिलों पे तेरी है बादशाही लबों पे तेरा ही नाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी तेरे अलम का है हम पे साया अलम पे साया है पंजतन का तेरे अलम का है हम पे साया अलम पे साया है पंजतन का बुलंद तेरा मकाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी अलम का जब से हुआ है साया ज़मीन करबो वला पे मौला अलम का जब से हुआ है साया ज़मीन करबो वला पे मौला तेरा है चलता निज़ाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी तू बावफा है तू लाफता है बेआसरों का तू आसरा है तू बावफा है तू लाफता है बेआसरों का तू आसरा है जहाँ में चर्चा है आम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी हुसैन मौला से प्यार करना हुसैन पर जान निसार करना यही है तेरा पैगाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी सलाम गाजी वफा का तू है इमाम गाजी बावफा या बॉस बावफा या बॉस
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Thank you so much, brothers. So you're joined by your brother Hassan as well. Now, to introduce the next part of the program, so the theme of this evening's speeches, I'll just invite my co-host, Zehra Hussain. I remember yesterday, and you'll remember from yesterday's program, we had a really amazing theme around Bibi Zainab alayhi salam. And so, Sister Zahra, what is the theme for this evening's program?
Assalamu alaikum. Today the majlis would be centered around Lady Kulsum, a survivor of the Battle of Karbala. Her grandfather was the blessed prophet. She was the youngest daughter of the perfect couple, Bibi Fatima and Imam Ali alayhi salam. The leaders of the Youth of Paradise, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain, were her brothers and role models. She witnessed the tragic events at Karbala and assisted Bibi Zainab in taking care of the children and the tents ablaze by the enemies, which is Yazid and his army. Her contribution to the legacy and propagation of Imam Hussein's message did not end at Kufa or Damascus, but continued till her return in Medina.
MashaAllah. Perhaps you could introduce the first of our speakers.
Aiza Tajwalam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي سلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وأجل فرج.
Let's talk a little about Kulthum Salamullahi alayha. Lady Kulthum was the younger daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam. She is known as Zainab al-Sughra, Sughra meaning the smaller. This name was given to her because her pious and beautiful nature. It is said that this title was given to her by the Holy Prophet when Bibi Fatima was martyred in 11th Hijri. Lady Kulthum was very young, but the Lady of Light, Fatima Zahra, was well aware about the future to you is to before her death. She said to Kulthum that my will to you is to participate with your father and brothers to defend Islam. In Karbala, Bibi Kulthum was witnessing her brother Imam Hussein alayhi salam being surrounded by bloodthirsty soldiers. Then, when she saw Imam Hussein alayhi salam fall from his horse, she expressed her pain. "Oh my soul, be patient in this world and its trials. This is Hussein going to the Lord of heavens." When she saw the horse soaked with Imam Hussein's blood, Lady Kulthum cried out aloud, "Oh Muhammad, oh Father, oh Ali, oh Mother, here is Imam Hussein alayhi salam in the open plain of Karbala." When Lady Kulthum saw Imam Hussein's mutilated body, she said, "Oh Apostle of Allah, come and see how the body of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is discarded upon the plain without even the ceremonial washing. Oh Rasulullah, see how your daughters are humiliated and taken as captives, while the heads of the shining moons raised on the end of spears. There is no one protecting them." When Yazid's forces burnt the camps of Imam Hussein alayhi salam after his martyrdom, the children became dispersed. Bibi Zainab salamullahi alayha and Bibi Kulthum were protecting and safeguarding the orphans and widows, a duty that used to be done by Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Hazrat Abbas. After their tahajjud namaz, they both stayed awake to guard the Ahlul Bayt. They gathered all of the children and ladies together and sat to each end of the tent. As they arrived in the bazaar of Kufa, the people started throwing foods and dates at the looted caravan. Bibi Kulthum salamullahi alayha gave the food back, saying, "O people of Kufa, don't you know that we, the family of Prophet, are not allowed to accept sadaqah?" Women started to cry. Bibi Kulthum continued, "O people of Kufa, shame on you. What is wrong with you that you discard Imam Hussein alayhi salam? You killed him and snatched away his property. You have taken his women as captives and you have tortured them. May you perish, may you despair, may you be taken to hell. Do you know what you have done? Do you know whose blood you have shed? Do you know which noble woman you have afflicted? Do you know what kind of wealth you have looted? You have killed the best man after the Prophet. Kindness has been taken away from your hearts. You have shed the blood that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden you to shed. What the Quran has forbidden, what the Prophet has forbidden. You will be in the hellfire, and tomorrow you will be in the worst of it. Be sure you will be in it forever. For surely I will cry my whole life for my brother, who was born as a righteous man after the Prophet. My tears are plenty, ever so heavy and flowing down my cheeks. They will never dry." Listening to her speech, the people began to weep and wail loudly. She continued, "Your men killed us, and your woman cried for us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the judge. Bibi Kulthum's fiery sermon, her eloquence, her knowledge of the Quran, Holy Quran, her wonderful oratory left a profound effect on the people of Kufa, making them ponder over their actions. She left her message for the future, inviting people to think about what had happened in Karbala and Kufa. Allah la'natullahi ala qawmiz zalimin. Assalamu alaikum ya ahl baytin nubuwa. Assalamu alayki ya Aba Abdillah. Labbaik ya Hussein, labbaik ya Hussein, labbaik ya Hussein. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Thank you very much, Mr. Aiza. That was amazing, very eloquently narrated, and quite a profound and moving speech about such an eloquent speaker herself. So, Sister Zahra, who is our next speaker for this evening?
Our next reciter would be Mashiad Zahra.
Mashiad Zahra.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Today I will be talking about Bibi Kulthum. Bibi Kulthum was born around 6 AH as the fourth child of Imam Ali and of Muhammad's daughter Fatima. Her siblings were Hassan, Hussein and Zainab al-Kubra. She was also known by her kunya. Kulthum bin Ali was the granddaughter of Prophet Muhammad and the daughter of Ali. She is the youngest to distinguish her from her older sister Zainab, the elder, Zainab al-Kubra. She is reported to have been present at the Battle of Karbala. Some Maktal books have reported the attendance of Kulthum in the Battle of Karbala. In these books, she has been frequently mentioned beside Zainab salam, and her sufferings have been quoted. Majalis says, after Imam's martyrdom, when the tents were burned, sisters were taken out forcefully. She was a narrator of the Battle of Arushuda and delivered a sermon in the meeting held by Ibn Ziyad in Kufa. Also, Alama Majlis has quoted poems and speeches of Kulthum in the meeting held by Ibn Ziyad. Kulthum and her son Ziyad died at the same time in Abdullah's life. Saad ibn al-As conducted the prayers, and the congregation included Abdullah ibn Umar and Abu Hurayn. Kulthum is buried in Bab Sagir Cemetery in Damascus, Syria. The mausoleum of Kulthum is located in the Airway village in Damascus. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Absolutely, thank you very much. So again, very eloquently spoken, and very inspiring to hear about this very important figure from our history. And I hope, inshallah, we will have a chance to visit the site of her tomb in Damascus. So our next speaker for this evening is Abiha Zahra.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Today I'm going to talk about Bibi Kulthum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bibi Kulthum was younger daughter of Imam Ali. She is also known as Zainab Sughra. She was born in 6 Hijri as fourth child of Hazrat Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima. She was youngest sister of Hazrat Imam Hassan alayhi salam, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and Bibi Zainab. At the time of death of Bibi Fatima, Bibi Kulthum was only 2 years old. Bibi Zainab took care of her after their mother's death. Bibi Kulsum was very courageous and brave lady. She was present with Imam Hussein in the Battle of Karbala. Her son Qasim bin On was one of Imam's soldiers and was martyred along with his cousins and uncles. She witnessed Imam Hussein's jihad in the battlefield of Karbala, and when she saw Imam Hussein fell from his horse, she expressed her grief by saying, "My calamity is so great, I cannot even explain it." When she saw Imam Hussein's mutilated body and his horse soaked in blood, she cried out, "O Muhammad, O father, O Jafar, O Hamza, here is Hussein in the open plains of Karbala." Despite being taken as prisoners and paraded in the markets of Kufa and Damascus after the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, Bibi Kulsum, like her elder sister, expressed the maliciousness of Yazid through her courageous speeches. She gave such a speech that people of Kufa began to cry loudly, and tears rolled down the cheeks of both men and women who had gathered the streets to have a glimpse of the prisoners. Her exact words were, "O Kufans, may you face evil. Why did you refrain yourselves from rendering assistance to Hussein? Why did you kill him? Why did you take his belongings? Why did you imprison his women and children? May you be ruined. Do you know what load of sin you have taken upon your backs and what blood you have shed? You have killed the best of men, succeeding the Prophet, while mercy has departed away from your hearts." Salawat Allahumma sallallahu.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Very eloquently spoken, Sister Abia. Thank you very much. And our final speech this evening will be from Kulsum Fatima.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursaleen. Khatam al-nabiyyin Sayyidina wa Maulana bil-Qasim Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj.
ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين الذي كان أذهب الله عنهم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Today I'll be telling you all about Bibi Kulsum. Her name was Zainab al-Sughra, and she was also known by her title Kulsum bint Ali, who was the daughter of Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima alayhi salam. She was born in Medina on the 18th of Rabiul Awwal in the year 627. When Bibi Kulsum was born, angels came down to congratulate the Prophet, saying that he had been blessed with another mujahida in his family, also known as a warrior. She held the qualities of courageousness of her father and the modesty from her mother. She was also a victim of historical oppression and inflictions, just like the rest of the Ahlul Bayt. Bibi Kulsum is the princess that after the martyrdom of her brother Imam Hussein, and with her robbed caravan, she faced many trials and tribulations. She is the personality that despite having all of her veil stolen, she fought for Islam. She stood by Bibi Zainab's side and completed Imam Hussein's mission. Her statement in the marketplace of Kufa and the court of Sham helped save Islam, and many people were moved by it. On the eve of Ashura, when Imam Hussein was walking amidst the tents, he saw that all his followers were busy in prayers. Bibi Kulsum didn't have any child to sacrifice on the day of Ashura. When Hazrat Abbas saw his sister anxious, then he ran towards her and presented himself to her as a form of sacrifice. He said, "O my sister, as long as I am alive, I will not let anything hurt you. When all of the women of Bani Hashim will present their sacrifice to Rasulullah, you shall present your brother's sacrifice as well." When the caravan of Imam Hussein was set free from prison and Bibi Kulsum arrived in the city of her grandfather, she said, "O city of my grandfather, do not accept us, because when we left our cradles were filled, we had young men, children, but now we have come back, we have got news of their martyrdom." Bibi Kulsum didn't stay alive for long after the event of Karbala. She passed away 80 days before Bibi Zainab. When Bibi Kulsum was being given a ghusl by Bibi Zainab, she let out a scream. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam asked his aunt why she screamed. She replied, "There are wounds of whips on her back, and she had never told me." Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Thank you very much, Sister Kulthum. And again, very eloquently spoken. And I think it's been a very, very good theme to have for this evening's speeches and presentations. I think that we don't necessarily as a community hear enough about this particular important historical figure. So thank you so much for shedding some light on this. The next part of our program, we have some Noha reciters. The first of whom is Ali Orhan Dodia. I hope I'm saying that right. Ali Orhan.
مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ عابد بیمار تھا چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا اور شام کا بازار تھا اور مصطفیٰ کی بیٹیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی سینے پہ جو شاکب پلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی منہ پر تماچوں کے نشان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین پیاسا گلا خنجر چلے چادر چینی خیمے جلے عباس کے پرچم تلے ود کر کہے یہ بیبیا مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین کاہے قاسم کی ماں مارا گیا قاسم جوان اے لال میں دون کہاں میں دی تیری سیرا تیرا مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین شام قریب چا گئی عابد کو پیر کا گئی پیروے پہ زینب آ گئی عباس اور اکبر گئے تیرا عباس اور اکبر کہاں ہے مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین صلوات
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Thank you very much, Brother Ali Orhan. The next of our Noha reciters will be Hussein Mustafa. Brother Hussein.
کہاں اور زندان کہاں یہ بہن قید ہوئی تو نایا غازی جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نایا غازی جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نایا غازی آ گئی شام علم لٹ گئے اہل حرم ریت پر جلتی ہوئی ہو گیا ٹھنڈا علم پرسہ دینے کے لیے مجھ سے ملنے کے لیے آ گئے بابا علی تو نایا غازی جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نایا غازی دھوپ میں تو تھا شجر تجھ سے آباد تھا گھر
ہے بے رہنا میرا سر، کیا نہیں تجھ کو خبر، اے علمدار وفا اس بہن کو باخدا، تجھ سے ڈھارس تھی بڑی تو نہ آیا غازی، جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، کیا کہوں شعر میرے بے ردا ہم کو لیے، یہ مسلمان سارے شہر در شہر گئے، خلقت کوفہ کبھی خلقت شام کبھی، بارہا ہم پہ ہنسی تو نہ آیا غازی، جبر داسر سے چھینی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، کتنی بے بس تھی بہن اے شہنشاہ وفا، گام لے لے کے میرا جب یہ ظالم نے کہا، ناز تھا جس پہ تجھے اب بلاؤ نہ اسے، اور میں روتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، ہم کو پانی نہ ملے تیری خوشبو تو رہے، تیرے بازو نہ کٹیں چاہے مشکیزہ دے، یہ مگر ہو نہ سکا تیرے بازو ہیں جدا، مجھ پہ ہے تشنا لبی تو نہ آیا غازی، جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، قید خانے میں قضا جب سکینہ کو ملی، دیکھے کرتے کا کفن بچی دفنائی گئی، اس گھڑی نام تیرا صورت ناد علی، بس میں دہراتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، جبر داسر سے چھنی میں صدا دیتی رہی تو نہ آیا غازی، تو نہ آیا غازی، صلوات اللہم صلی
صلی علی محمد
وعلى محمد وعلى Thank you very much, brothers. That was very nicely done as well. Here we go. So, our next Noha reciter will be Ali Mahdad Rata.
نعرہ الصلوات
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil fajr.
جس وقت شام آیا زینب کا دل گھبرایا، جس وقت شام آیا زینب کا دل گھبرایا، بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں، عباس کو بلاؤ، بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں، عباس کو بلاؤ، والے نبی کو ظالم در در پھرا رہے ہیں، عباس کو بلاؤ، بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں، عباس کو بلاؤ، بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ سیدانیاں تو شیخ ماتم میں رو رہی ہے سیدانیاں تو شیخ ماتم میں رو رہی ہے اور بے حیا ستمگر خوشیاں منا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ ایک عاشق کے پر ہے جن کے دونوں جہان صدقے کیا عاشق کے پر ہے جن کے دونوں جہان صدقے ہنس ہنس کے شام والے ان کو رولا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ اہل حرم پہ ظالم پرسا رہے ہے پاتر اہل حرم پہ ظالم پرسا رہے ہے پاتر مظلوم میں سر جھکائے آنسو بہا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بے خوف ہو کہ ظالم غاصب غلام زادے بے خوف ہو کہ ظالم غاصب غلام زادے شیخی یتیم بچی بے ظلم دار رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب بلا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ ایک ماں نے طرف طرف کہ فریاد کر رہی ہے ایک ماں طرف طرف کے فریاد کر رہی ہے سجاد کی ستمگر درے لگا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ بازار میں ستمگر زینب کو لا رہے ہیں عباس کو بلاؤ عباس کو بلاؤ صلوات
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. Thank you very much, brother. So the next Noha will be recited by the brothers Abbas, inshallah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Bawafa ya Abbas, Bawafa ya Abbas, Salam Ghazi, Wafa ka tu hai Imam Ghazi. Salam Ghazi, Wafa ka tu hai Imam Ghazi. Salam Ghazi, Wafa ka tu hai Imam Ghazi. Salam Ghazi, غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی جگہ جگہ ہے علم گواہی دلوں پہ تیری ہے بادشاہی جگہ جگہ ہے علم گواہی دلوں پہ تیری ہے بادشاہی لبوں پہ تیرا نام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی تیرے علم کا ہے ہم پہ سایہ علم پہ سایہ ہے پنجتن کا تیرے علم کا ہے ہم پہ سایہ علم پہ سایہ ہے پنجتن کا بلند تیرا مقام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی سلام غازی سلام غازی وفا کا تو ہے امام غازی با وفا یا عباس با وفا یا عباس صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. MashaAllah.
Before heading on to the ziyarat, we would like to invite Arham Raza to recite Surah Ala.
Alhamdulillah. If you could unmute.
Arham, are you there?
Oh. He was with us before, right?
Yeah, I think he left. It's okay. We will move on to the ziyarat. We would like to invite Hamza Nakvi.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Wa
assalam.
alaikum salam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alayka ya Nabi Allah. Assalamu alayka ya Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya Fatima Zahra Sayyid Nisa'i al-Alamin. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'minin. Assalamu alayka ya Hasan al-Mujtaba. Assalamu alayka ya Hussein al-Shahid. Assalamu alayka ya Abul Fazl al-Abbas Amir al-Mu'minin. Assalamu alayka ya Fatima bint Asad. Assalamu alayka ya Zainab Kulsum ya Sakina ya Rakaya ya Kubra ya Sugra ya Fizza. Assalamu alaykum ya shahidan Karbala wa asiran Karbala. Assalamu alaykum ya jami'a wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayka ya Zainal Abidin. Assalamu alayka ya Muhammad ibn Ali al-Baqir. Assalamu alayka ya Ja'far ibn Muhammad al-Sadiq. Assalamu alayka ya Musa ibn Ja'far al-Kazim. Assalamu alayka ya Ali ibn Musa. Assalamu alayka ya Gharib al-Ghuraba. Assalamu alayka ya Mu'in al-Du'afa wal-Fuqara. Assalamu alayka ya Shams al-Shamus wa ala Anis al-Nufus. Assalamu alayka ya Sultan العربي والعجم يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى الرضا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا محمد بن أبي الجواد. السلام عليك يا علي بن محمد بن الحادي. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي العسكري. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان. الأمان 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 من فتنة الزمان. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا مظهر الإيمان. السلام عليك يا إمام زماننا. هذا أجل الله تعالى ومخرجه وظهوره
وجعلنا من السارف وأوانف السلام عليك يا السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن حسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين السلام عليكم يا جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل. Thank you very much, brother. That was very nicely done. Thank you. So that's the only ziyarah for this evening, and so our next reciter will be the Dua al-Faraj, inshallah. So Dua al-Faraj will be recited by Iraj Fatima, inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم كل وليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وأينا حتى تسكنه أرزك وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل. Thank you very much, Sister Idaj Fatima, for that. We have a few minutes before the time of the Azan, which is good. So we will just go to my co-host Zahra Hussein now to hear a few words about not only the Draw for Hussein program, but also another new initiative that we've been undertaking for our community, which is Sabil of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Sister Zahra, did you want to say a few words about that that new initiative?
Assalamu alaikum. So let's contribute towards spreading the name and cause of Imam Hussein alayhi salam by arranging a small sabil in front of your house for your neighbors and the general public, pedestrians passing from front of your house for the purpose of walk or exercise on the day of Arbaeen. This will of course be we will have to make sure that we are following the guidelines of the COVID-19 lockdown. So this may require, just a second, I'm sorry. So you can place a table in front of your house, put sanitizer, water bottles, packed juices, or packed food. Print and display the poster. You may also display an Arbaeen picture drawn by your kids. And this Arbaeen, unfortunately, we will once again be staying at home, unable to participate in Julus, in-person majlis, or Matam Diary. So this is a great way to contribute towards the spreading of the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Please wear a mask at all times and ensure that everyone sanitizes their hands before picking the item. Do not hand over the item yourself to prevent COVID intact. Please note that based on present state COVID restrictions, community members and attendance in large number at Sabil may not be legitimate and may result in breaching the restrictions. So please make sure you guys do not breach the restrictions. The instructions must be followed to the core as COVID cases are rapidly increasing, mainly due to people not following proper instructions. If you require more information regarding this, please contact the Hazadi Kumal Haider and Hussein Yasser. Their phone numbers are provided. Jazakallah.
It's a brilliant initiative. I think that it's very important, the message about doing this safely. So there should be no direct contact between people when doing this. It's definitely a self-service table, and we need to make sure that we do not have large numbers of our community members gathering around it. That's absolutely essential. People from one household at a time need to come to the table, and it should only be if they're are passing for one of the 5 legitimate reasons why they might be leaving home, such as their daily exercise and things like that. But provided we observe all those things, I think it should be a wonderful initiative, and it should be something that will be, memorable for all of our community members during this time. Just bringing people that little bit closer together while still maintaining a safe distance, inshallah. Sister Zahra, how about the draw for Hussein?
So the Draw for Hussein campaign is a great way to gather your kids and children to make them understand the concept of Imam Hussein's sacrifice in Karbala. It is a way, it's a visual representation, and it kind of brainstorms what they imagine happened at the Battle of Karbala. So these are some of the few drawings that were submitted. The first 3 would actually be submitted by Ishil Fatima. She is 9 years old. So it says, I learned bravery from a man who saw 1,000 arrows flying towards him, and he still stood with the truth. So that would be Imam Hussein alayhi salam sitting on his horse Zuljana with the flag saying Ya Hussein and blood dripping from the flag. It's a really nice drawing, very creative.
Very nicely done.
This one was drawn by Miska Fatima. So I'm assuming she drew herself with the hijab on, and she's carrying the flag, Labbaik Ya Hussein. It's really nice.
That's an important message too, that we're the current generation carrying the flag on. Yeah, that's a good thing. A good symbolism there.
And this one is drawn by Lamia Fatma. She is 6 years old. So she's displaying her love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Is it possible to rotate anti-clockwise 90 degrees?
Yes.
It's okay. That's good. Thank you very much.
And there's a last one by, wait, I'll just get her name out. This was drawn by Sayyida Fatima Zara. She's 13 years old in grade 7. This is a very neat drawing. It's really pretty.
I love the way she's drawn the shape of those minarets and things.
And really, she's pastel colors.
Yeah,
well
beautiful
done. This is very, very pretty.
Yeah.
So just like that, you guys can submit your drawings to 0450542949. And it will be posted up on Facebook, the Amaf page, and it will also be shown during the Majlis.
Charlotte, thank you very much. And thank you so much to all of the young people who have contributed to that and who are, expressing themselves creatively. I think it's wonderful. I think it's really good. The last message that I'll just give you before we have the azan, we've just got a couple of minutes left. We'll just mention the current situation. Remember that there are still the 5 reasons to leave home, which are essential shopping for groceries and pharmaceutical products, work, study, if those things can't be done from home, getting vaccinated, and very importantly, getting tested if you have any symptoms or if you have been at one of the exposure sites. So the exposure sites are published online every day. It's very important that you are, as a family, just maintaining an awareness of those exposure sites. The contact tracers will get to you, of course, and contact you if you've been at an exposure site based on the QR code system. So all businesses are required to ensure that all of their customers check in with the QR code system. However, it can take a few days before the contact tracers get to you. So it's important that you are aware enough to have been isolating all of that time to prevent spreading of any infection if you had been exposed at one of those exposure sites. And that's a pretty tricky thing to do, but the more people do that, the greater we can slow the spread, flatten the curve, and all of those things, which is essential at this time. Remember that we're in a situation where we're not at the moment aiming to get to COVID-0 just through the measures that are in place. we are aiming to get the vaccination numbers up before the numbers get out of control. And that means we need to slow the rate of the spread of infection as much as we can so that the healthcare systems are able to cope and so that we don't have large numbers of people dying. And as well as that, we need to be aware that there have been countries around the world that have been in this situation prior to us. So the United Kingdom, for example, and some other countries had opened up very enthusiastically when they reached their vaccine targets. And in many cases, they found that there were much larger numbers of deaths, unfortunately, as a result of them doing that than they had anticipated. So therefore, we need to take a very cautious approach in this situation, and we need to have a staged opening, a staged process of getting from the severe restrictions that we've been under to safely transitioning to having most of us vaccinated, and then we'll be able to be a lot more free, inshallah, than we have been all of this time. I know that's a very frustrating process. So if you have difficulty coping with this, it's very understandable. Please remember that AMAF Federation does have mental health services available. So please contact us if you need to talk to anyone. And we will definitely endeavour to help you with that, inshallah. So that's a little message for this evening. And if you have the opportunity to get vaccinated, we would highly encourage everyone to do that. So yes, please, you can make a vaccination appointment online or by contacting the COVID-19 hotline, or many of the GP clinics, and some pharmacies are now offering the Moderna vaccine as well. So there's quite a lot of ways we can do that. The time of the Adhan has arrived. So consequently, I would like to invite our Muazzin for this evening to call the Adhan for us, and that is Akhil Haidar. So Brother Akhil Haidar, if you could unmute yourself, that'd be great.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And thank you very much. Bismillah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن علي ولي الله أشهد أن علي ولي الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Thank you very much to our Muazzin Akhil Haidar. Very nicely done. And that brings us to the close of our Children and Youth Azadari program for this evening. Thank you very much to all of you who have participated. Thank you especially to my co-host Zehra Hussain. And especially thank you to our community members who have been following the program through the broadcasts on our social media channels, especially Facebook and YouTube. It's been wonderful to see the large numbers of people who have been watching the live streams, and many who have also watched the recordings subsequently. So I hope you've all found it very beneficial. It's time for your Maghrib namaz. So please proceed to your prayers and have a great evening.